Hi, hello, welcome to the Oracle Consularship brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. My name is Serene Priestess Abossi. I'll be your Oracle today. It is time to do an Oracle reading. I was just checking to see if un obrigado is here, meaning like if any baneful magic is coming through. And it's usually would be a no, but I did get an alert here with the, okay, so I'm hearing Ampu Anubis. It's the Egyptian side, okay? And then it's flanked by a double two. So somebody's looking at our road, looking at our way, la-di-da, yada-yada, and then the devil peeked up in the deck. So why don't we go ahead and see what's going on? But before I do, okay, the cat wants attention, so she'll be up here soon. So we have the Bastion. Okay, so two of Beto wands. The other side is not more accessible. You can come up here. You know what's up, girl. So we have two of wands, two of swords. All right, honey. You have to come when it's all white day. Okay, let me address my child. Give me a second. Okay, hey, girly. All right, you can't take too long. You know the drill, and don't yell at me. Thank you. Papa's working. Okay, something's up. I don't know what's going on with the camera. This April Zoom has not been lately. Okay, so we have two of wands, two of swords with the Lovers card. So over the next month, we're going to see about some collective that we're in, some kind of unity, community, partnership. It can also be with the Devil card that there's unrequited love in some kind of way, shape, form, or another. I don't know what that means. Hi, darling. Um, so Una Brigado, the Baneful Brigade, is the devil, Diavolo, La Luna, the moon, Il Torre, the tower. If any of those come out alone, it's okay, because even the devil card inherently doesn't mean bad. It means there's parts of ourselves that are unexplored, or in the shadow, or behind the times, kind of like antiquated. It hasn't gotten with the program yet in terms of healing and awakening. I know you're trying to go. She'll probably jump right back up here. She gets down and gets up and gets down and gets up. So, but also something is sealed out. So I feel like somebody or something has kind of gotten us into a situation where we have to kind of face up to our own selves, or we're left alone with our own selves, and we're dealing with some type of temptation, or it can be that somebody's a Capricorn Mercury. The ace of I keep hearing the ace of spades, so that means it's the truth. I think we're dealing with some temptations. Maybe we might need to say no to something, but there's a friend coming in that we might also have lust for, or they might have lust for us, or there's a place in society or environment surrounding location or people, places, and things where we're coming up against, and we kind of need to be mindful that, because it's about scratching it out. It's about saying no or transforming it with the death card and the lovers card, which would mean we might be trying to either be just friends and it's actually love, or we might be trying to be lovers and it's actually more just friends. It's different stuff for different folks, but it's the same energy. Nine of Wands with the Six of Swords talks about taking a stand in some kind of way. We might be weary, we might be feeling entitled, or we might. I'm hearing the language that I'm hearing is make an issue of something. We need to know why, because what we're feeling is like crafty. We're feeling like we want to put work into something. With the Page of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, English is here. Great. I'm so happy about that. And then something is going to get going in a moment, but it's going to take a while. Meaning 8 of Wands, that's expansive energy, things get moving. But with the Knight of Pentacles, I keep this in the middle so I know to do a running spread, but you can't see these that way. So with then it's not the King, it's the Knight of Pentacles, and I don't know, something has happened. The last update to the app, it don't work the right way no more. Okay, that was not acceptable. And you know to stay off the table. Excuse me, madam. You need to behave yourself. We're not going to have this problem. You understand? You're not messing with me, child. You understand? Please lay down, sweetheart. You know you're not allowed on the table. That's a boundary. Okay, yeah, I am upset. Don't do that. Yeah. Now she has the sad eyes with the cute little face. Okay, you're such a sweetheart. The Nine of Pentacles is saying that this person might be delayed. They could be a late bloomer, a late starter. They could have reached many delays. They might have had to come up through things the hard way. Not always hard knocks, but it could have been several setbacks. And they're desiring to work things out. We're feeling crafty, like we know what to do about something. And unfortunately, since it was the Brigado at the onset, it might have been, they're trying to figure out how to do some kind of something, maybe even a negative thing, a harmful thing. Because what I'm getting here is that we're in a little bit of a holding pattern of some kind. That there is trauma and it is either work, so we can't do a lot. Okay, so I'm getting two things. There's a person with ill intention hiding in a collective. Some of us is going to be hiding in the workplace. Others of us is going to be hiding in the friend group. Maybe it's like a team or a larger group of people or like a community. It could even be like a building that everybody lives in, and that's like an apartment or something, right? Or like a community if it's older people, and somebody's hiding in there, meaning they're seen as one way, but they're really another way, and it's negative. Or there was an opportunity to go towards l'ecesso, love, and it didn't get off the ground quickly, and it's going to circle the block. It's going to come back around. Because on our end, we're either having to deal with pettiness, or somebody's unwilling to tell us that we're looking a little lame. 501s could be acting kind of stupid. It's the, you know, it's lame energy if it is that, a loser is someone who hasn't won yet. As long as you haven't quit on yourself, you're not lame, really. But it sometimes you can fumble or fail or, okay, girl, you're doing too much, honey. Um, with the Queen of Wands here also, though, we could be needing to contest. We could be needing to take a stand. Somebody might be a little bit soft. And it could be with the Queen of Cups. It could be soft. That doesn't always mean like weak. It can mean you're fine, sweetheart. This behavior. Because what I'm getting is not like they're secretly a sweetheart. They're like tender, and we are kind of being a little bit lame. And I don't feel like it's that negative kind of thing. I think maybe we're going about things the wrong way. We're like trying to get a move out of them and get a reaction out of them or get them, a lot of them people seem like okie doke or slow pokey or whatever. I don't have the language for that, English. It actually means that they're soft, they're tender, or that our style, our way, our method isn't the way to approach them. Like I say this all the time, I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face. You could be the ripest, juiciest peach in the world. You could be a blue ribbon award winning peach pie, and the person you're trying to give your piece of pie to could be allergic. And we might be sitting there Like, why don't they want my pie? What's wrong with them? And what's wrong with me? And what is it that I'm not getting? And oh my gosh, this is the best pie in the world. And really, they're just allergic to peaches. You know what I mean? So it is kind of short-sighted. I hate to say, because I don't know what's going on with this camera. This is so bizarre. It's disorienting me. Grant me a moment. I need to gain my bearings. Okay, we're back. I'm upset with Zoom. They're doing too much. All right, dear. So what I'm getting is that we are being a little short-sighted. There's something going on our end. Now, there's two reads here because I have to be honest. Una Brigado said that we were under attack. I'm just so tired of speaking about love and spiritual warfare, and I'm gonna have to continue on with the assignment. But I'm gonna also for me my ability to sleep at night. I'm also gonna have to just add other interpretations in for a while so I don't feel like a broken record. Because one thing I hate is monotony and tedium. Okay, I will cuss you out really quickly. Yeah, no, it's a delayed message. We need to, okay, this is disorienting. It's a delayed message. Okay, there is something going on where we're going to be the last to know, but when we do know, we'll have the upper hand in the situation as long as we adhere to something. Because what I'm getting is that energy is being projected our way and it's designed to bind or to block or to stop or to slow, depending on who and what the situation is. For some of us, it'll be warfare. For others of us, it'll be a relationship issue where there's just a conflict. And it started out with Two of Swords, which means it's a difference of opinion. It can be an opposing opinion. We're protected, but we're also kind of pinned down in some kind of way, or we were. Because I keep getting a lot of I keep getting a lot of I keep getting a lot of break out, Eshi. Can't deal with you right now. You're misbehaving, darling. Come back proper. I know it's hard to turn her away because she's so adorable, but she needs to hear me. I don't repeat myself that deeply agitating. So it does keep talking about us breaking out, breaking free of something, but there is this energy that keeps kind of lock us in place. I don't like that oppressive, repressive, oppressive energy. Also that imposing, that can happen when you're dealing with the dark feminine. They wonder why you don't have time for them, why you don't want to give them attention, why you can't get back to them quick enough. Like me, I'm a person that checks my phone once or twice a day. I'm not on it all the time. I know that's what people do. Don't apply that to me. I'll go 2-3 days without, touching the phone, and I might go a whole week without checking my email. And there's people that take that offensive. Go find you the hoe that could do what you need to do, because you're trying to bring me down to your emotional level, do this emotional warfare, or you're getting upset emotionally for what? I'm not you. So that's also the same for us, though. We have to kind of take that as well, because we might be expecting somebody else to do things the way we do it, or we might be lacking some humility here, not understanding why they are acting the way that they are acting. And when there's a disconnect, it's always best to go towards it connecting deeper. When there's a disagreement, it's always best to go to connecting deeper, because when you understand a person's why, you understand the how to get things done. We don't ever have to use strategy, tactics, ulterior motives, unless we're dealing with a hostile or a child. Like, you got to trick your kids sometimes into eating their vegetables. You got to kind of trick your granny into, like, taking her medicine or putting her shoes on so we can get her to church, or, to the Winco or whatever, Um, but when they're like 16 to 65, when they're in that age, honesty is the best policy. I don't understand these ulterior motives, these hidden agendas, these sideways, sneaky, tricky things, these tactics and tricks and strategies. Like, if you need to manage somebody's moves, if you need to regulate them, it's a syntax error. That and when you're in a situation confused, trying to work it out conversationally, socially, you don't attend to them. You advocate for yourself. And this is a misnomer. I see this happen a lot. I'm trained and I'm sensitive to this, so I know what I'm talking about. But a lot of times, it does matter the personality style of the person trying to get their needs met. It does also matter the personality style of the person who seems difficult. Oftentimes, a person is painted difficult when they have their own autonomy, when they have boundaries. You know, it sucks because a man is considered hard-headed or difficult or antisocial or, you know, sociopathic. They use that word. I dislike that word. When he's cool or calm or doesn't seem receptive or reactive, especially when another person, usually female, not always, is like ingratiating themselves to him, you know, trying to get some kind of rapport going on. And when a person is cold, it just means that they are in their own space, that they're self-possessed, meaning self-guided, self-directed, self-oriented. They don't always need to be a collaborative processor. They don't always need to vent out loud. And it's, as I'm saying, it's better to just double down on what you need. When you're going up against somebody and there's a conflict, there's a disagreement or whatever, advocate for yourself. Hey, I came to talk to you about this. This is what my intention is here in this conversation. If you've stated your needs twice or thrice, Eshi, if you stated your needs twice or thrice, then it would be like, hey, it seems like we're having a difficulty. What is this disconnect? Because again, there's two things. I am getting spiritual warfare, but I'm also getting a relationship dynamic. So on the spiritual warfare side, the covering on our life, because of our covenant, because of our crown, we have spiritual authority, not supreme authority. I haven't seen it yet. I see you, sneaky rickety twiki kitty. So they keep trying to come towards us and do something, and it keeps like sloughing off like Teflon. Spiritual Teflon is the Five of Swords, especially with the Queen of Wands. But we want to see it on our side, because if you see it on the other person's side, it's never good. It means you have a hater asshole who wants to destroy you because they want to be you. It's that whole destiny swap, gift stealing kind of energy. This is also saying that somebody is trying to put love on us or ingratiate themselves to us, but it's becoming difficult. That or we're trying to make a connection and we're doing it the wrong way and it's becoming burdensome for them, because then we come under some blockity block, meaning we have to yield to their authority. They were nice and sweet, queen of cups, and then we didn't listen to them, and then boom, they became the king of swords. The king of swords has supreme authority, and we're yielding to this authority with the eight of swords here. So I do want to say, I'm, as much as I'm sensing the spiritual warfare, I'm seeing that we're doing something a little bit sideways. So we have to approach them in a way that respects their boundaries. Four of Pentacles is boundaries. It's also securing a position. It's also being a little bit attached to something. And in the negative sense, it could be miserly, embittered. If there is spiritual attack, it would mean something called mirror magic. It's not always actual mirror magic. It can be like you're tapping into somebody else's energy to kind of keep them where they're at. This wouldn't work on us here, the way that this is going. That's not something that works. It would appear to work because the energy is similar, but we are tapped into our own source. Somebody else might just be participating. Okay. I'm getting agitated, darling. I love you, girl. You can hang out, but you're not acting right. She's not listening. I don't know what's going on. She needs a moment, and I'll give it to her when I'm off camera. So this is some the equation that I can give you, and this might be in the US. You know when somebody like taps into the cable, so like one person actually has the utility in their name and they're paying the company for the cable, but somebody else is spliced into the wire. That's what this is. So we're the source and they're tapped in. But that's not That would be spiritual attack. Here, it's like we've been dealing with problems back and forth. And finally, after 3, 4, 5 times of failing, we figure out what the thing is to do. So they don't budge very much. And we do. La Papa, L'Elefanta. We do come correct, go by the book, and then they open up. They're like, okay, now I can answer your petition. It's a yes. Like I said, we had to attend to the situation. We need to use our attending skills because they're in alignment. Now, again, this is some tricky magic if it is somebody doing something, because if it is a spiritual attack, it's something. They're trying to destroy us. I'll be honest. Now, what this tells me is in the past they were successful and it's becoming undone. We're about to break some kind of curse, lift some kind of curse, break some kind of spell. Okay, and the spell doesn't need to be abracadabra, hocus pocus, lighting candles, chanting at the altar. It could be that we were operating under a lie that we were told and we finally learned the truth. It could be that people were gossiping about us and they finally learned who we really were, and they got their mouths shut up, or they looked stupid, so they stopped. It could be a few things. Now, over the next 2 months, we're going to sit in this kind of cycle of connecting. This is not a person that moves quickly. Transversely, if it was some kind of spiritual manipulation, energy projection, maleficence here, they were using the law of lesser magic, not mundane magic. They needed to find a way to partition our permission. I just saw a white bird fly by the window. If there was a spell on us or magic on us or whatever, spiritual warfare, we're breaking out, breaking free, and they've been trying to keep it going and it's not. And some of their reticence or resistance or appearing to be inaccessible, unapproachable, this non-agreeable, was they didn't want to show their feelings because their hold on us was slipping. I have a feeling that this was a long time ago, because we did come under their authority, but then we kept getting Jupiter. That's expansive energy. So that's that breaking out, breaking free, but they had that energy before. But when I look at the clarifications for spiritual manipulation here, it says like, a curse lifted, a spell broke. Because we do come into this knowledge. Now we have supreme, gracious, exaltative knowledge over the entire cycle. And really, their heart might open up, or they get their heart's desires. So I'm not the kind of person that explains myself. Like, if you come at me sideways, sneaky, ricky, deaky, tweaky, sideways, seditious, and treasonous, you're just going to get dismissed. Unless you ask directly, I'm not going to inform you or instruct you on how and why you're wrong. I'm not going to enumerate all the ways you got me fucked up. That's just not going to happen. You become not worth my time. The best of people believe the best in you. A real recognizes real. So you can come here and say, hey, this is a little weird. I don't know how to understand. I'm a little bit confused. How do I understand? Help me understand. That's a little bit different than why you liked it. You too much. Homie, that just means you're not enough. Okay. So something happens, and this is like we're giving each other the same energy, but we're not matching the energy. It's actually the energy is there on both sides, but it manifests in 2 different ways. But it's the same energy. It's like you plant a seed into 2 different fields, and according to the fertility of the soil is how the seed germinates, manifests, grows. And on one side, it's a little hostile or a little bit put off, or the boundaries a little bit rigid and staunch. And on the other end, it's expansive. And our end, I'm not a person who attends to build if you got a bunch of BS about you, I'm really quickly done. I'm really quickly done. Like there's a policy, procedure, and protocol. Be about what you're about and be honest, open, and forthcoming with your needs and intentions, or you will fail. That is how I actually train my children anyways. And I can see here that's not what's going on though. We're like doing the shuck and jive, you know, we're reacting and responding to everything that they're doing. And it's not using responding skills therapeutically, and it's not using attending skills. It's like, why is this not working kind of energy. Okay, so over the next week or so, we're going to understand why this person, place, or thing was a little bit difficult, because there needs to be a different perspective with the Hangman. And the Seven of Pentacles means that we laid the groundwork, and over the next week, it's going to show some kind of result. It's because they're either innocent or because they're feeling affection, and or they need to have that gush. You know, they might, okay, so I'm getting a couple things. If it's a love situation, they need us to gush. They are feeling affection. It's not clear. Maybe they're new on the scene and they don't know when the love shows up until a very certain specific thing happens. Me, you got to say it. Personally, I don't know how you are, girl. Let me know in the comments. But because it's growing here. It seems like it's blockety block, Eight of Swords, but it's growing here. So the Eight of Swords would mean confusion, second guessing. Now, if it's spiritual manipulation, that would talk about they planted some kind of seed and it was starting to grow, but then it got stopped because we were testing. This is called testing the spirit. And it's so funny. I don't know what to do. I'm getting used to this camera. I'm so confused. They had a software up. What is going on? Ooh, I'm getting agitated. Okay, so what is going on? I'm so sorry. Let me pause. I need a moment. Okay, this is a little bit easier, but I'm so annoyed. I can't even tell you. So it's like trying to pull blood from a stone. Hi, sweetheart. Are you going to behave? You need to sit down. Girl. Okay, here's the deal. You get up here, fall in line within 30 seconds or you're dismissed. Okay, kitty? Chandi, we can hang out, darling. I love you too, sweetheart. You gotta lay down. Thank you. Okay, sweetheart. Hi. All right. So it's like pulling blood from a stone. So this Seven of Pentacles, especially with this card, especially with La Papesta, it's a sign of like testing the spirit. So again, in the next week, something's about to happen. This is a really tender, soft-hearted person. They need to feel a deep connection. They're not sapiosexual, they're demisexual. And sexual doesn't always mean coitus copulation. It could mean sex. SCX means sacred energy exchange. You can sit there and write poetry with a person, and that's sex. You could write lyrics. You could be a show writer. You could be collaborating on a business project. You could be co-workers at work working on if your energy is vibing and thriving, you know, and jiving, that's sex, sacred energy exchange. Okay, now I'm not saying knocking boots, jumping into bed, and making babies. That's coitus copulation. I'm talking about congenial love, meaning friendship, or not filial love, meaning baby making. Hi. Okay, honey. You're a handful today. Okay, so this is going to come to a completion, and somebody was looking for a way to wrap up whatever this is. So they might be looking inside themselves to figure out what's going on, because the solution comes here. We have the Hermit and the World card. That means somebody figured out the key. And we also have the Sun and the Tower card, which means that there was some kind of solution here, but things got heated for a moment. Hi, sweetheart. Keep your nails away from my testicles, Bobcat. I know you just want some loving, sweetie. You're the wild one. Usually if we do rigorous pet, I have to lay down like a towel or something. It's like dealing with a falcon. It could get dangerous. You can get cut up, you know. So Two of Swords. So we needed to get on the same page. We weren't for a moment, or they were an opposer. They were oppositional because they wanted us to stay in a sunken place so that we could be more vulnerable to them. I don't understand that energy because I am getting two things. I'm getting a very shy person that we are attracted to, or I'm getting that we're dealing with somebody who's secretive with their intentions because they're really a diabolical kind of feminine energy. It could be a dark mother, it could be the Jezebel, it could be a cowgirl, whatever, what have you. It's two different. So one thing that is saying for some of us is that they wanted us in a sunken place because we were too strong, and they wanted to weaken us so that they can envelop their plan. They want to eventually swap places with us or take something from us, maybe um, harvest our energy. I did see that a little bit, but it wasn't confirmed. It's more like a swapping with us. They see what we got coming down the pike and they want it. They see what's coming down our road and they want what's coming in for us. And they wanted to leave us in some kind of sucking place. A double four means suppress, repress, oppress, depress. We had the hangman, but it wasn't on our side, it was on their side. So that would be a confirmation. The strength card of the hangman with a lot of fours, oppress, suppress, repress, depress. I'm not quite getting that. I'm getting that they thought they were rejected or the situation wasn't going far at all. And actually, they were healing because they're like, why? But I do want to say, like, if this is a gentleman that we're dealing with and we're a lady, um, that their style of getting a connection going off the ground, it's unique, maybe a bit eccentric. So it's something that we wouldn't be used to. We might be trying to go on women whimsy or stated convention or status quo, and that wasn't gonna work in this particular present most precise situation. And that's the truth. Una de espada here, the Ace of Swords. Okay, that's the truth. We need to come out really loving, caring, and kind, not attending and not investigatory. Um, I think we're a little bit too curious. We might have been peppering them with questions. That's annoying. You can ask me my name and how my day has been, and then tell me what you want to go away. I don't want to talk to you until I know what you want. I'm just that kind of person. So that I think that's how this person is that we're dealing with, because we were about to get bound down. Um, or it wasn't going to go anywhere. And it was because of the nature of our thoughts. We didn't ask for what we wanted, or we didn't go about it the right kind of way. There was a policy, procedure, and protocol. And until we petitioned properly, until we went by the book or got with the program, it wasn't going to work. Okay, little one. Okay, yeah. So it's just because it didn't seem like it, but they did have some kind of, are you getting down? Is that what's going on? Okay, girl, I'm working and you are distracting me. So they had a little bit of authority and they were trying to figure out how to use it. And so we had to find an opening. This is usually a negative card for exploitation, but not with the Ten of Cups. The reason why is that there's a Mars energy in the Ten of Cups. It's Mars and Pisces. Uh, and Mars means access. So it could have been that we had to learn the way into their heart or learn the way into the community, or there was a way, according to how they were cultured and conditioned and programmed, there was a way to navigate their little waters. Um, Also, it could say that, well, we needed to look for a way to seize an opportunity. And we needed to have tokens of affection, not like gifts or whatever, but we needed to use sweet words. Or we needed to acknowledge our feelings out loud. And something's happening over the next 2 weeks. We're going to be the one who takes action. Over the next 2 weeks, Nine of Pentacles. So right at the new moon, something's going to happen. And it's going to be perfect. And it's going to be the right time. Somebody here may be Mars in Aries, maybe an Aries rising. We might even have an Aries sun. We have the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands with the Emperador. So somebody might be Aries sun, King and the Emperor, I mean Aries sun or Aries midheaven. That would be Capricorn rising. No, excuse me, Cancer rising. If it's Aries midheaven, if it's an Aries sun, this would be Sun in Aries. And then you could have Mars in Aries or Aries rising. Yeah, so somebody was feeling kind of rejected or bored because we weren't making a move. So this might be a man that needs, okay, watch the nails, dear. This might be a man that needs us to come for them. I don't understand that, but okay. And it's the appropriate thing. And what I'm getting is that, you know, in this climate right now, there's a lot of language around toxic masculinity. And so some men, especially over the last generation, which could be 15 to about 20 years, they were raised by their female figures to act a certain way. And the lessons didn't quite hit home. I'm not saying they were inadequate. I'm saying that they were not refined enough to make sense in the contemporary world, because times did change. Somewhere between 2024 and 2012 and 2024, there was a paradigm shift in societal norms. It's yet to be perceived by non-metaphysicians, meaning people who are in the everyday and not in the spiritual everyday, but they're in the everyday world every day. They might not have noticed yet, but let me tell you. How it's manifested in the world is those men who had the slightly unrefined lessons, there's nothing wrong with either. Thank gosh to the mama, thank gosh to the women in their life, and thank gosh to these men, because they're not toxic. Sometimes, though, the woman will have to make the first move, and it's basically being given permission. Okay, so let me just take a step back, because that could agitate some of us to our last nerve. Why you gotta be like that? Why you can't be? I hear you. So sometimes in the new age, and new age doesn't mean hippy dippy trippy. It means that it's new. For instance, when the iPhone first came out in 2007, it was new age. It ain't new age now. We're on iPhone 3.0, meaning there's like, you can run a medical practice off an iPhone. You understand? You can do medical scans with an iPhone, not just open your garage door, okay? Some people are managing their diabetes with their iPhone. You hear what I'm saying? We're on iPhone 3.0. But back in 2007, it was new age. You were lucky not to be able to leave your iPod at home. Do you understand? Now you can leave your keys and your wallet at home. All you need is your phone. You can open up your car. You can get on the train. You can open up the door to your apartment, the door to your building. You can pay for your groceries all on your iPhone. You hear what I'm saying? In 2007, you could barely make a call and listen to some iTunes. You hear what I'm saying? So sometimes when there's a new wave, when there's a new movement, it's a little bit dicey and spicy. You got to be a pioneer. You got to figure it out. So it's not the way to go. With women, what you do is you say, hey, I'm interested, and then you let them give you permission to pursue them more. Some women need flowers. Some women need you to buy them a gift. Some women need you to, give them affection, adoration. I'm one of those people. Affection, adoration, then all of a sudden you have my attention. But be clear on what your needs and intentions are. Hey, I like you. I want to take you out. I want to get a moment of your time. I want to check the energy, feel the vibe. I want to see if there's a flow, if there's a go here. Okay, great. What's up? What you got? Otherwise, you hear what I'm saying? So different stuff for different folks. So this is what we're dealing with. this is a person that needs to know they have permission to pursue because they don't want to get a bad rap. And it might be because we're in a work environment. It might be that we're in some kind of professional or network or social setting where if it doesn't go well, if it appears that they're harassing us, things could go very poorly for them. Does that make sense? Because we have the Empress and the Emperor on our side. So not only do we need to provide them with access, we do need to be demure. So it's not timidity. It's that they're cautious. Okay. And I'll tell you though, that worked us to the bone. And if they are trying to attack, if this is not love, but some kind of attack, let me tell you though, they tried for a long time, but they will give up. Because what had happened is, I think they tried for so long because they thought that they needed to re-up or whatever. Because in the beginning, whatever they were doing, if it was some kind of spiritual manipulation, energy projection, it did work for a brief amount of time. Oh my gosh, this is too much. I'm overwhelmed. So we don't have a long time to get this connection off the ground if it is because somebody's going to move on. And then time is ticking, but there's a connection here, soulmate. So it might not even grow into a connection, but we need to feel the vibe because there's lessons here. And this other person is a little bit drinking the Kool-Aid. They don't know how to process their feelings all the time. They'll just go with the flow and do what people tell them to do. I hope that doesn't mean that you're weak and having a backbone. That's all I'm going to say on that. So they're disappointed, and we're actually kind of haunted. Now, sometimes the Nine of Swords can be guilt or shame. I don't understand that. Um, I can't counsel that. I don't know what that is. Guilt or shame doesn't make any sense to me personally. But it can be haunted. It can be feeling attached or having feelings that aren't going anywhere. It's sometimes it's when you're questioning things and you're mulling things over in your head. You just kind of can't let it go. Um, the solution here is always to take a stand. 7 of Wands. If you don't stand for anything, you'll die. If you don't stand for something, you'll die for anything. You'll fall for anything. The nine of Wands, nobody disparate means like take a stand. Stand up, get out of bed, take a stand. This is what I'm about. This is what I'm going for. This is what I'm trying to do. And if you are not in alignment with that, step aside. Dismiss yourself. A lot of people are like, oh, the Nine of Swords, you're haunted. Always take a stand. Maybe you're guilty about something. Tell the truth, shame the devil. Because this other side needs to have a bubble burst or is disappointed. It's going to be different sorts of different folks. Also, if they were doing some kind of energy projection, spiritual manipulation, now their stuff isn't working. Whatever energy they're sending isn't working. Okay, but this is saying that already the universe has prepared a path for love. That we should be on the same page if we talk about our emotions, and we need to be strong because this other person just needs to know that there's an opening, that it's safe to take a risk. Because they will process it as too many boundaries or constrictions or too many rules and regulations or terms and conditions. This can be like there's policies or something against this. The word for it is consensual relationship. There can't be any kind of coercion. There's a proper flow and a means and mechanisms for addressing things, and there's maybe even rules, regulations, or policies and procedures. This is a happily ever after kind of connection, though. A strong one that can last into other lifetimes. But we're going to need what this is because they have to deal with whatever options they're given. This is a person that has at least where they are. Maybe not in the rest of their life, but wherever part of their life has us in it, they need to take what they're given. I hate this kind of speech, but I understand according to how the energy came through. They need to take what they're given. because it is social, or there are other people around. A double three. There are other people around, and it's more of a social group with terms and conditions than, I belong to a few communities where it's said when you show up, oh, listen, we can't deal with any type of harassment. The purpose of this group is not to connect intimately with other people. These things happen. We're not going to try to prevent you from meeting the love of your life. However, that's not the intention here. And if somebody says no, no means no. Does that make sense? So like there might be something in the bylaws or the group agreement or the general consensus or whatever, what have you. Okay. So again, in a week, something's going to come out because we're both feeling it. I don't know what's going on here. We're both feeling it. 7 of Cups means that hoping, wishing, praying, conjuring up. Okay. It can also be, okay, darling, down. She keeps standing on my computer. It's not okay. She's not supposed to be up there. I don't know what to do. So this is saying that, okay, no, now one thing I do need to say, if there is spiritual manipulation, energy projection, 7 of Cups with the Moon card means that somebody literally is projecting energy our way. And the other side has the Moon. Now, if it isn't, it means that we have deep feelings and they might be unaware, or that our feelings are being hidden maybe from each other, or that they're under the surface. On their end, they're subconscious, and on our end, because what this is giving me is that we're feeling overwhelmed and that they're picking up on our feelings, but they don't actually have language or words for these feelings. Because again, we want to be in a connection and they just want to hold their ground. Ace of Wands, there's a creative new beginning and we might be feeling something. This person might really light our fire because they need to know that they're chosen. Once they know they're chosen, they will take over. Breathe in the moment. So we need to be present with them and not be future pacing because they don't have a goal. Remember when I said they'll take whatever they're given? I don't actually think it's general, like in every area of their life. They'll take what they're given because they came out with some powerful energy, but we had the same powerful energy. We had the Empress, Emperor, and the King of Pentacles. They had the King of Swords. So basically, they had everything that we did because the King of Swords is everything. People don't agree with this. I don't care. The King of Swords is everything. And it says on their end that they have no goal, that they're in the moment. And it's saying for us to breathe in the moment. So we need to give them a goal. And I don't feel that that's universal in their life, but I feel like wherever we are, because we're probably in some kind of work or community situation with them. Like me, I volunteer. I have a running group. I have a couple few places where it's very social. I'm a knitter. I'm in a hiking group. It's like it's a couple few places. And I know some of those places we're not there to find a partner. We're there to drink some tea, to enjoy, to imbibe. Um, so I think also if we were to examine properly, they would actually come out with it because it says acknowledgement, acknowledge what you do. Because it says to us that we're actually skillful. It says, remember the things you are good at. We're actually skillful. But we need to be joyful. That's another thing. So what's going on in this circumstance is that we're preoccupied with something as we're there. So also that's my problem. I'm distant. I'm 1,000 miles away because there's too much on my mind. Yeah, name your emotions. So there is a voice in their head that says don't, but they want it too. Now, if there is spiritual manipulation, energy projection, this other side has lost the battle spiritually. They're not able to attack us. They need to use more nefarious means. So they're going to try to salt our road with blockages and temptation so that they can lower our energy so that they could attach something to us, some kind of demonic spirit. They want to find out what we like so that they can lure us to the dark side. And honestly, it says that if we remain at peace, it won't work. Okay, so it's been an honor and a pleasure to serve. Thank you for allowing me the privilege and the pleasure to do so. If anything that I said resonates deeply with you, go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book a session, send a donation. Until we meet again, until we read again, namaste, dandava, and ashe. Take care, bye-bye.